Fridays, I'm going to do personalized stories just so that you guys can get a feel about who I am and where I stand. We're going to be talking about my experience with body language, specifically improving body language, and what result that has gotten me. I'd like to say around 7th grade, I was around 13 at the time, I was very slouched. But you can see that now I always present myself in a very upright manner, and this is because of frame and body language. We'll talk about frame first. Frame basically is what you project and what other people perceive you as. Body language is just speaking with your body. Now, these correlate because when you project yourself in a confident manner and your body language complements that, people perceive you as confident. You see where I'm kind of getting at this. If you present yourself like this and your body language isn't very confident, all of your efforts to try and become more social will amount to nothing because your body language needs to support you. Here's a story. It was 7th grade. Yes, we were talking about 7th grade. I was 13 at the time, and I was in middle school. Now, I had this girl that I was very interested in, and at the time, I had no experience with women, so this wasn't a very pleasing experience, but it's one that I look back on. We were doing some sort of play for whatever. I used to do theater. I'm not a theater kid, I promise. I'm not weird. But it was behind stage, and me and her were sitting together, and I never presented myself in a very confident manner back then, even though I had all the social skills. But when we were sitting, I do remember fondly that I wanted to kiss her. Yeah, and she liked me too. But the way that I was presenting myself was not confident, was very timid, very unsure, and no woman likes this. Regardless of how much she liked me or how much I liked her at the time, my body language prevented me from making a move or anything of the sorts. She moved on, I moved on, I mean, I have a wife now. All of this to say that regardless of how good looking, confident, charming, any of that, if you don't have good body language, you're going to end up behind. I have another story that I'd like to tell of the inverse. Recently, it was junior year, and I was trying to get a date with this girl for prom, and I didn't know anything. All I had was my previous social skills and my body language. I'm here, I'm looking confident in everything of the sorts, and I asked her to go to prom with me, and she said yes. Now, this was a girl that I've known, but if I would have presented myself in a not confident, timid manner, asking to go to prom, it wouldn't have gone the same. I wouldn't have gotten the same result. Here's an actionable step. What I want you to do is practice having the most upright posture you can to the point where it feels unnatural. And I want you to just document the effects. Document everything. Your second actionable step, you're going to want to walk like this all the time with a full breath. Write one page about how you feel when you have a very confident body language. You're going to want to do this all the time, because the only way that you're going to really learn from this video is if you do from this video. Here's another story. This one's from the social skills subreddit. I'm in this social skills subreddit, and I like to go in there and just respond to people that have questions, most likely because most of the answers in there aren't the most quality. I'm going to come in there and kind of give tips where I can. It was this person talking about how their environment didn't allow them to be social. And this is kind of like a PSA in a sense, but your environment really does not define if you are social or not. Their argument was that because they're a college student and the only way to be social is to pregame and go to a bar and get sloshed, I think that's wrong. Well, there was another example too of this girl that said that she couldn't be social because she works at some sort of doctor's office and all the other girls there just sit at another table and laugh. And she thinks that because she isn't friends with them that she had to quit her job. Both of these are examples that you may say environment defines if you can be social or not, but they're not. If anything, you should take advantage of these. Like the college student, I told him, you don't have to use the bars. There's other places where you can go and people are accepting being social. Parks, community centers, coffee shops, even if it feels uncomfortable, you still need to take that step and destroy your limiting beliefs first because they're holding you back. Same with your posture. Good body language, like we've talked about. And with the girl, I recommended that she use her circumstances to elevate herself. Read books and articles about becoming social, listen to podcasts and audiobooks, and then use that information on the girls so that she can have like an experiment of sorts. She has all of the resources available to become social, but instead of trying to use them to be social, she's using them as an excuse to stay not social. I don't know how many times I just said the word social, but it's crazy. Body language is super important. If you want to practice body language, stand super upright to the point where it becomes unnatural, and then kind of just loosen from there. But this is how you should always be standing as a confident human being. You need to label yourself as a confident human being if you want to make any progress. It's all about how you label yourself. Breathe fully, keeps you calm. Third, you have to take advantage of your resources, of your circumstances, and implement these steps immediately. Learn about becoming social. This is gonna sound a little weird. It's kind of what I did too, though. Observe people that are social and copy them. People that are social kind of have a formula. So I'll use the same line on people. I'll call everybody brother if I don't know their name. And I'll just always just call them by their name. Another tip, always call everybody by their name. That's in How to Win Friends and Influence People from Andrew Carnegie. Super good book. I recommend that. Tip number 5, don't hate yourself. There was another example on this subreddit, social skills, and it was, I'm too afraid to speak because I think I'll mess up. And I said, my friend, firstly, you're gonna fucking mess up because you're a human. And humans mess up. So trying to not mess up is going to make you mess up more, meaning that you're going to become less social because you're scared of messing up. And you only messed up because you were scared of messing up that one time when you messed up. It's a feedback loop. The feedback loop from hell. Second thing, acknowledge that you messed up in the conversation and move on, or just roll with the mess up. Who cares? Third thing, nobody actually cares or is going to remember that you messed up. Even though it feels like every time you mess up, everybody remembers, I promise you, no more than 5 minutes, people don't remember. Unless you make it your identity that you messed up, then you've attached it to yourself and people will remember it because that's what you've labeled yourself as. So don't hate yourself. Being social is a process. Becoming social is a process, and it's going to take time. I'm going to leave it there for now. This is how we're going to do Fridays. We're going to have some generalized content for the niche in general on Mondays, just to get people introduced to the channel. On Wednesdays, we're going to have authoritative content based on what people want. This Wednesday, we did active listening. One topic that would really help, one skill. And then Friday, we're going to have personalized story and some Reddit answers. That's it for me today. I appreciate you watching through all the way. If I provided value to you, you can provide value to me by sharing, liking, subbing. I'm doing coaching, so if you'd like to work one-on-one with me to break out of your shell and into the social space and realm, click that link in the description. It's going to be the top link. Schedule a call. I'll see you.